are watching African Tonight. Make sure to watch it with your friends while you
Good day, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to today's edition of I Am Biafra. And I am Nwachukwu Emmanuel from your station, Africans Online. Well, today, another good day as always. We thank God for being alive and waking up healthy and sound. As the day approaches to the Anambra election, everybody is sitting tight and watching. Depending on the area of your interest, every one of us is paying deep attention to what is happening. Well, the question is, how will it play out? A lot of people have different opinions on what actually is going to happen this time around, which everybody have the right to their own opinions and to their belief, which is right. But it is very important that we, the Biafran agitators, understand how we came to this point. And also, like we always say, put our eyes on the ball. Our interest, our expectation has always been the freedom of our people. If you look to the extreme of our desire, we are talking about outright freedom, the creation of a nation Biafra. People who can look back from the time of Wazirike and to the time Nnamdi took over the stage knows that all has always been the freedom completely of the Biafran people. But today, because of circumstances, there have been a lot of discussions, there has been a lot of arguments, and of course a lot of interest in so many ways that has led to the point where we are now, where so many of us, for peace sake, would even like to be given greater autonomy, to have regional government where we can be able to take care of our own resources and take care of our own lives, make our own decisions that will uplift the structures and the mentalities, the livelihood of all our people. So also, we believe every other region in Nigeria should have that right. The fact of where we are today as the Biafran agitators, all concentrated now on electoral process, which of course is one of the adequate means of seeking our freedom by having our people in the houses and let them pass bills that will let the debate go on. But today, we know that that very opportunity of linking ourselves with the political process has failed once again. We failed with APGA, we failed also this time around with UPP. It's not as if we denied to follow that very process, but we, the Biafran agitators, because of the reason, the cause we are pursuing, we don't have the time for mistakes, especially mistakes that can be avoided, especially mistakes that we should have learned from. It is a fact that we have been misled before using the political process. Because of how reasonable, how understandable most of us are to know that even if you fail a process, you need to try try again. In as much as that very process is adequate, it is lawful, it is justifiable. We repeated the process with mobbing and the UPP. It's not about 3 months ago now. All of us know what really happened. What I am saying is that there's always a time for reflection, and you must not rush into things. We have seen typical examples of what that has led us to. I still maintain it's not that a mistake that we rushed into the political structure. It is because of how excited we are. But having made mistake, having also not learned from the previous mistake and falling into this trap once again, we really need a time for absolute reflection. What happened? What can we do to get this right? Who are responsible for the failures? How do we take responsibility for our actions? All these questions need to be asked. All the answers need to be given. We are all humans who are making our own different efforts from different angles. There are people, some of us, who are right there in the forefront of the actions. We appreciate whatever the people who are living through the system of Nigeria, what they go through to still continue to persuade their brothers and sisters, to call people to understand the situation, to open their eyes to the marginalization that is going on. We understand that. But at the same time, those ones who are really on the forefront should also appreciate any other efforts that are coming from the sidelines. We must not overlook each and everyone's effort. It is important that we respect one another. It is important that we know that at any point in time in life, when things goes haywire like this, there must be a time for reflection and thinking about it so that we don't continue making the mistakes over and over again. Asị, agba mbụ atụ n'ogwe, agba abụọ ọtụ n'ogwe, ọsọsọ ogwe ka apịrị akụ. We should be able to ask those questions. Now the Anambra election and whatever has transpired within the UPP and the mobbing has been people's efforts, those on the ground and those who are supporting in various means, spiritually, physically, financially, and otherwise. People have even lost their lives in all aspects of the struggle you are talking about, even the political aspect. Our brother, we lost a brother within the mobbing UPP struggle. So we should please pay attention to people who are paying the highest price in any action or any means we wish to proceed on this struggle. Whatever the strategy that has been laid out there has taken one or two people. And it should be a thing that should touch the heart, if we are humans, of those who lay down those agendas or those strategies that has taken human life, irrespective of the fact they might or they have good conscience doing what they did. But when those mistakes occur, and you don't sit down to reflect so that next action we can prevent at least as many or as much casualties as possible. But rushing into judgments or rushing into actions without adequately verifying what went wrong, the people who are putting on these strategies, whether you have a clear mind or not, you will bear the responsibility of rushing in and putting on strategies, ideologies that are not well carefully thought through, are not reflected on. Whatever happens, the election in Anambra, at least the 18th, the date will come to pass. So the question becomes, did the election hold or did the election not hold? But I know for sure, even if it is one family or two families against one another, that is an election for them.